At this moment, US President Donald Trump has made a big statement after the SCO summit that's taken place in Tianjin. Trump has said India has now offered, he claims on Truth Social, to cut their tariffs to virtually nothing, but it's getting late. Trump says India should have cut their tariffs years ago. Trump has doubled down on Russian oil charge on India, saying again that Russia is buying most of its oil and military products from Russia, very little from the United States. Trump is saying what few people understand is that we do very little business with India, but they do a tremendous amount of business with us. Until now, this is a totally one-sided relationship, and it has been for many decades. So Donald Trump seemingly, some would say, getting more frustrated and more desperate. It coming, of course, particularly on a day when the Shanghai Cooperation Organization statement in China on Monday condemned the Pehalgam terror attack and cross-border terror. And it came on a day when you saw a real power league emerge with Prime Minister Modi, Russian President Vladimir Putin, Chinese President Xi Jinping, along with other leaders holding a series of bilateral and multilateral talks. Remember, the SCO declaration condemning terror also comes in the face of the fact that China has all along supported Pakistan, and even during Operation Sindoor was seen to be fully backing the Pakistan army. So is this alliance simply short-termism? India, China and Russia aim to somehow or the other stave the big bully off, that is the United States? Or are we seeing a real rejigging of relationships in a multipolar world? Can India really trust China? Can India play a major role in settling the conflict between Russia and Ukraine? Or is this only optics and not realism? That's the big question we'll raise. Take a look at our top story.
For 2 days, the world was following events unfolding in Tianjin, where the Shanghai Cooperation Organization summit was on. The spotlight was on 3 individuals and the 2 key bilateral meetings Prime Minister Narendra Modi had. The one between him and Chinese President Xi Jinping in particular. On Prime Minister Modi's first visit to China in 7 years, New Delhi and Beijing reset their ties that were jolted by the 2020 Galwan clash.
हमारे सहयोग से दोनों देशों के 2.8 बिलियन लोगों के हित जुड़े हुए हैं। इससे पूरी मानवता के कल्याण का मार्ग भी प्रशस्त होगा।
It is vital to be friends, a good neighbor, and the dragon and the elephant to come together. This year marks the 75th anniversary of India-China diplomatic relations. Both nations need to handle our relationship from a strategic and long-term perspective.
The Ministry of External Affairs, in its briefing on Sunday, appeared optimistic yet cautious.
They both agreed that the two countries were primarily focused on their domestic development goals, and in this they were partners rather than rivals.
The boundary dispute remains the biggest challenge. While President Xi does not want to define overall relationship, Prime Minister Modi sees peace at the border as crucial for good ties.
In voicing certain principles related to this issue, the Prime Minister underlined the need for peace and tranquility on the border areas for continued and smooth development of bilateral relations.
Prime Minister Modi on Monday met Russian President Vladimir Putin. The bonhomie was hard to miss. This at a time the US has imposed 50% tariff on India for buying Russian oil. The Prime Minister travelled with Putin in the Russian leader's car from the SCO meet to the bilateral venue. The direct talks in the car lasted over 40 minutes, sources later revealed. Meanwhile, the 10-member SCO in its Tianjin declaration strongly condemned terrorism in all its forms and manifestations, including the April 22nd Pehalgam attack. It also condemned terrorist attacks on Jafar Express and Kuzdar. The declaration called for an end to cross-border terrorism. It also opposed unilateral coercive measures of economic nature, alluding to the US tariffs. Prime Minister Modi's presence at the SCO meet and his bonhomie with Chinese and Russian leaders sends out a strong message to the US. Faced with tariffs and trade threats, New Delhi is standing up to Washington. One could say the ball is now in Trump's court. With Gaurav Sawant in Tianjin, Bureau Report, India Today.